Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Jesse Showalter, excited to be here on a Wednesday, continuing on our goal for 2 weeks of building your skills as a UI UX designer using Adobe XD in just 9 challenges. Yesterday, we had our very first challenge. We built a crafterson kind of app. It was a lot of fun. And today we're gonna have some more fun. We're gonna be building a burger building app inside of Adobe XD. We got lots of people who are jumping in the chat. Dado is here, Eluse is here, Tiago's here, Pedro, everybody's saying hello because Vanessa is here, Simon is here. We're all here, come join us. If you're watching this on YouTube, jump over to Behance, hit that little live tab and sign in to Behance so we can do stuff together, so we can hang out and design some cool things. Also, if you're in the chat, let me know where you're coming from. Where are you watching? Where are you streaming this today? And which type of mask do you prefer more? Over the head or around the ear? You let me know. Stay safe out there, everybody. Edith says, hello, Jesse. Hello back to you, Edith. Sam Peterson in the chat moderating. Give him a little emoji. What's up while you're at it? Say thanks to the Adobe crew for being so amazing. Hey, we just had some great content on Behance today. Let's look at the schedule. What have we seen so far? Let's see, Julie was doing the Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge, and then we had branding and identity with Chris Porter. They did some reviews at the end. Chris is from, I think, an agency called Creative Punch. Is that correct? I don't know, but he was awesome. I loved his stream. It was a lot of fun. You can literally just get you some popcorn and sit in front of the screen all day and become a better designer. That's all I'm saying. That's what you should do. But we are here at the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. What is that? Let's take a look at it. The XD Daily Creative Challenge. Build your skills in 9 days. Each day after you sign up, hitting this blue button right there, you can scroll down, you can see our challenges unlocked. Today is our burger builder. We're gonna be focusing on user components, a little bit of auto-animate action. We're gonna make that thing pretty spicy. It's gonna be awesome. Pedro's from Portugal, Paloma from San Antonio, Texas, Eluse from Brazil. Wow, that's amazing. Everyone from Brookings, Oregon, Houston, Texas. I'm also a Texas resident. Yeehaw, glad that you're here with us today. So join us in the chat. We are gonna be getting started, but this is it. This is the Daily Creative Challenge. We're gonna hit start, get started right here, and you can get the starting file that I'll be using today. And then you can join the community chat, not just the live chat that's happening, but the XD Discord server with over 36,000 creatives inside of it. And this is the place where you get to post links to your work or just images or prototypes of your work. Gonna give you feedback right here on the stream, so you definitely want to join this. How do you join it? Let's talk about not that one, but this slide. Hit this link right here. It's also in the info tab up above. You can join the Discord right there. That's your link. I'm sure Sam Peterson's also going to follow up and he's going to put something about it there. So while we're here, before we move on and do any, should we do reviews now? Should we do them after? Let's do them after. Let's get straight into the work because I'm real excited. There he is, Sam Peterson coming in clutch and putting those links inside of the chat. Edith from UK, Beck from New Zealand. What a great name. What a cool name, Beck. All right. Latvia for Edgar's. That's amazing. Everyone's joining from all over the world. And since you're here, why don't we open up XD, have a little bit of fun? It's Wednesday. It's always a good day to have some fun. Hey, yesterday, funny story. I erased an entire hard drive full of years of YouTube content, design work, and all sorts of other work. And so I cried a little bit yesterday, deep down inside my heart and my soul, but came back to life, and now we're here. We're doing our thing. So everybody, back up your stuff. That's what I'm saying. Back up your stuff. Okay. Like we said, this is challenge number 2, building that burger building experience. My starting file is over here. It might look a little bit different. I might have added a few more things so that I could save myself some time and actually finish the demo here in the stream. A lot of times I get so excited, I just try to do everything from scratch, and then I'm rushed for time. So let's hurry this thing up. What do we have? Well, if we click on some items here, let's zoom in. You can see over in our layers panel, I have an iOS pull bar. That's this little thing down here that every app has now, so you can just swipe up. I have some add-ons, a button, and a main nav. These are my add-ons, all my ingredients. This is a button, and here's my main nav. I've done a little bit of work actually already. Let's talk about the simplest version of component states. Then let's talk about putting those together into some like nested components with component states. Pullum says, how did it happen? I was a moron and I deleted it myself. It does hurt, Christina. It does hurt. Don't do that today. I had tech issues yesterday, lots of tech issues. bad day. Today's a better day. You just got to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and design some cool stuff and maybe have a burger if you feel like it. Okay, let's talk about the simplest form of a component and a component state. If you don't know what a component is a reusable element you can use over and over and over in your design. You can take something like this button that I have here, press Command or Control K on your keyboard, and bam, you're gonna get the little diamond now here in the layers panel and here on the actual element. We're gonna kick over to our assets panel by tapping here, or we're gonna hit the hotkey of Command Shift Y, Command or Control Shift Y, depending on your operating system. Hey, what's up, PC users? I'm also a PC user. I do PC and Mac. I like to switch back and forth. Let me know, let's not get into a war about it, but let me know who's the PC users out there, because I'm on your side. I love you. All right, so I just created a component out of this button, and you can see it right here. We have button, and I also have components made out of my icons that are there. So that's as easy as it is to create a button. If I need another button, I can drag one out, and if I change the color on the master component, it's gonna change everywhere, just like that. Isn't that nice? And now we can scale our application to 5 screens, 50 screens, 500 screens, and we just have to change that button once, boom, and it updates everywhere. That's a super duper nice thing. For sure. I'm gonna move myself over for a second so we can see a few more things. Okay, now let's talk about the next step. Let's go one step further in components, and let's talk about a cool feature called component states. You see that each of these icons are actually components, but unlike my button, when I head up here on the right-hand side of my contextual panel, I see this is a component master and it has a default state. But if I click on my burger icon over here, you can see this is a component. It's the master component, not an instance of it, but it also has an active state. All right, and it's currently, with our little blue zebra striping there, it's currently on the active state. If I click it back, now I go to the gray state, back to the active state. See how we're doing that there? So we get to choose which state we want. I've set up an active and a default state, or inactive, for all 3 of these icons. That's the next step. Take your components. If you have anything you want to do, a hover state, a transition, something else you want to do, color change, you can do different states to it. That's pretty cool. Great little workflow tip if you are building an icon library out. Let's say the start of a design system inside of Adobe XD, you have one icon that has multiple states, filled, unfilled, lined, colored, different sizes, different line weights, all that can happen in the component states, which is pretty cool. Okay. Now let's talk about the next step of complexity when it comes to nested, components. We're gonna do nested components, and we're gonna use the component states and play with it and actually get some cool animation. So let's do this really quick. We're gonna take our main nav, which inside of it has 3 components. We are now going to press Command or Control K on that, and we've taken those 3 components, we've nested them inside a new component. If we were to change the icon component, it would change inside of this nested component. Kind of a parent-child relationship, all right? Everybody sticking with me? Pretty cool. Sam Peterson says PC, Shelly says PC. Some people are Mac, some people like Mohammed are from Indonesia. So we're just having a good time. Christina says samesies, which I'm guessing means PC and Mac, an eclectic bunch today. Really, really fun. All right, so now we have this main nav nested component. Let's go ahead and create some component states right here inside of this main nav nested component. You can see we have the default state. That's going to be right here on the burger and with this little active bar over on that side. Why don't we create a new one? We'll create a new state and we'll call this fries, okay? And we are now with the fries component state selected, we are going to move our little active bar over and just center it right there. We're also going to take our burger and set it to the default state and our fries to active. Are we tracking so far? Pretty cool. Let's do another one. Let's do one more state and we'll call this drinks. Okay. And with the drinks state active, I'm going to select my fries. Boom, just like that. Go back to default. Let's move our little active bar over, select our soda and turn it to the soda to active. Now we can go back and forth, fries, drinks, fries, and the default state. What does this do for you? Great, I can flip back and forth. I can use them in different artboards, but we can also prototype it. Let's hit our prototype tab right here. And why don't we really quickly, why don't we select our French fries thing right there. I'm not gonna drag it, I'm just gonna tap it. I'm gonna hit it, and it's gonna give me the opportunity to do tap. I'm gonna auto-animate, and I'm gonna choose the, oh, you know what? I did something wrong. Hold on, let's go back real quick. Yes, sometimes I do things wrong. Let's go back to our main nav here, and we're on our default state. I wanna take a few rectangles, all right? That's the next thing I'm gonna do. Sorry, I almost forgot about this. I'm gonna take some rectangles. I'm gonna draw a rectangle here, and it's gonna be an invisible tappable state. So I'm gonna call this tap 1. I'm gonna do another invisible tappable state that I call, if I could select my layer, tap 2. And I'm gonna show you something really cool about this that happens by default in XD, which is really, really great. I'm gonna take the last one, I'm gonna name it tap 3. Now, inside of our other components, states, you'll see we also have those tappable states. Anything you do to the default state, that parent, it's gonna happen to the child as well, all right? Just so we're all on the same page. So now, I'm going to take my default state. I'm gonna tap right here on tap 1. Let's go to prototype. We're gonna tap it. Great. We're gonna choose the fries. Oh, excuse me. I'm still doing it wrong. We're gonna tap on this guy. Boom. Because we wanna tap fries to go to fries. Beautiful, just like that. Now let's go to fries. And here on this one, if we tap this, we'll go back to the default state. But also if we tap drinks, we wanna go to the drink state. Very cool. Let's go back to our component state here. And now we'll just reverse our way there. Tap on fries, go to fries. Tap on burger, go to default state. Are we tracking with what's going on here? Pretty awesome. We should, while we're here, also be able to go to drinks. What does this mean? Well, if we select that nested component with all those states and press play in our preview, we are now able to tap here on fries and drinks and go back and forth. We can navigate all around. This is one component. Are we tracking right now? Oh my sweet mama, because once we're done here, look, if we had another artboard, we can drag out an instance of this thing. Watch this. We can drag out an instance of that thing right there. It's a totally separate artboard. And when we're on this artboard, we add whatever we want. Look at this. Boom. We still have all that functionality because it is baked in now to the actual component. This is mind blowing. This is crushing all the things. Super duper fun. Okay, so with that in mind, let's hurry up and let's use component states. Let's get really complex. Let's build our burger builder, shall we? Okay, we're gonna take our burger. Let's move it in here. We're gonna do a little bit of designing work first before we go any further. We're in our design tab. I'm just gonna draw this rectangle right here. I'm gonna fill it with a nice kind of punchy red color. I think that'd be fun. This is the color we have for our brand, quote unquote. Let's go back. We're just gonna press Command or Control brackets, left bracket to drop it down to the back. And I'm gonna hold down the Option key and just drag in this side so I get the edge. I like that little overhang. I like the play there. It's really, really fun. We also have these little icons right here. Let's let this be our back and our shopping cart icons. Slid that thing right in there, super fun. And why don't we take some text, let's zoom in, paste some text right here, and let's do something like B-U-R-G-E and an R right there. And let's mess with the line height. Good, we're gonna do some vertical text, B-U-R-G, what did I do? Burger, there we go. Let's do burger. Okay, and why don't we're using Enter today as our font of choice, really nice one. Kind of slick, kind of nice. Let's bump up the size of this thing. And why don't we, excuse me, I'm gonna cough here in a second. Why don't we do a little bit of vertical text just like that? Now let's take this and just scale it up using our little scale bar right there. That little round circle at the bottom, pretty sweet. Now we can put this right here on the side. And we're literally just gonna take a second and play and have a little bit of fun here. I like my burger to overhang just a little bit, not too much, but I like a little dimensionality in this thing. All right, now let's build our burger builder. Are we cool with that? All right, I think so too. First thing we need to do, we're gonna actually build a few states of the burger, changing the ingredients, okay? So here's what we wanna do. We want to take our burger build and we want to make a component out of it, and we're going to create some states. Here's the default state with everything on it, all the fixins, right? Let's do a new state called no onions. What are we going to do? Slide this thing out to the right. Now in Adobe XD, if you're not used to it, I have a grouping together and I've moved this off of the artboard, and therefore it's just going to disappear, but it doesn't jump off of my artboard, right? If I was to move this layer off the artboard, it's literally no longer in my design. Why? Why does this one work? Because it's part of a group, and that group now spans outside of the artboard. It's still there. It's still anchored on that artboard. It's important stuff. All right, so with that said, I'm gonna take the bun and just move it down a little bit. That's looking pretty good. And then let's do another one that says no onions, no tomato. Kind of long there for that component state name, but whatever, we're doing our thing. All right, so we're gonna bring it down, just the lettuce and the cheese and the patty, okay? So look, we have no onions and tomato, and we have all the fixins. That's good enough for us to get started. You can do all of these. You can hit every single one of these toppings, but we're just gonna do these few for now. So let's do the same thing down here. We'll take our add-ons, turn it into a component, Command or Control K, right? We have the default state with everything on it. Let's actually do this. Since we actually don't have bacon, sauce, or avocado, let's grab all three of these and take them down to 25 opacity, okay? So that's the standard right there. Those are like more expensive, like 75 cents for avocado, or maybe $1 for some bacon, right? That's an add-on. But now let's create the no onion state, where we take this and we just drop it down to 25%. Sweet deal, all right? Now we wanna have the no onion, no tomato state. What do you think we're gonna do? Yeah, you guessed it. We're gonna drop this thing down to 25%. All right, now we have, again, all the different states there. Let's grab both of them. Remember our lesson about nested components? Let's do it right now. It's gonna be so fun. We're gonna grab the burger build and the add-on, Command or Control K, nested component. Look, we can see all of our components starting to stack up here. Let's name this one full build. All right, I don't know, that sounds all right to me. All right, and in our full build, we have a default state, okay? The default state is the default states of the child components we put inside that thing. Now let's create our no onions. Woo! We're gonna get crazy. It's like Inception, and you and me are Leonardo DiCaprio, and we are 6 layers deep, baby. Let's do this. No onions. What do? We're gonna click inside of our nested component. We're gonna grab this component, move it to no onions. Grab this component, move it to no onions. Oh my gosh, did you just see what I did? That's amazing. Watch this. We're gonna do another one. Let's make, not a hover state. Boom. We don't want a hover state. We want a new state called no onion, no tomato. Okay, what are we gonna do? Click that child component, turn it to the no onion and tomato, and turn the other one to no onion and no tomato. Oh my goodness, are you tracking with me? This is gonna be awesome. We're gonna do the same thing we did before. We're gonna open up that new nested component. Let's go to design really quick. Let's do a invisible tappable state, okay? We'll call it tap 1. Same thing right here, boom. Tap 2, because we did that while, we're gonna delete those. Make sure we do it inside of the actual nested component there. I had them outside, that's not gonna work. But now that we've edited the default state, they're there. They're present in all the other ones, right? It just recursively added them everywhere. So now, let's do some prototype work and have some fun and build this thing, okay? So what I'm gonna do is come into Onion, tap 1, tap that thing, auto-animate, go to no onions. Are we tracking? Oh my goodness. Now let's go to no onions and let's hit the tomato, boom, and let's go no onion, no tomato. And then we're just gonna do it back, no onion, no tomato. Let's go the other way. Boom, it's just to no onions. And what we should have done also is in the no onion, if we wanna add those onions back in, go to the default state. If you're like, what did he just do? You just wait and see. I'll show you right now. Ready? So what we've done is we are able to navigate around this one in our simple example of components, component states, and auto-animate. But now on this one, we can turn off the onions and turn the onions back on. Whoop, whoop, just like that. Or in the words of Howard Pinsky, boop, boop. Boop, boop, just like that. Now we can turn onions off and turn tomatoes off. We are building a burger, my friends. Amazing, just like that. And that is literally everything you need to know about doing components, nested components, component states, and component states inside the nested components. Oh my goodness, that was amazing. Oh my gosh, all the ingredients are separate renders. So cool, that's so true. All I did was grab an Adobe stock image. Somebody was saying that, who was that? Cornell. I took an Adobe stock image of all the ingredients that just exploded out like that, dropped them into Photoshop, removed the background, and then just sliced them and exported them out. And I put them in the Adobe XD starting file for you and me, folks. Come on now, that's what we're doing. Jennifer Poole says ketchup is healthier. Okay, all right, I'm with it, I like it. Let's see, anybody have any questions about this? Avni says, super excited about this challenge. Feel like we have a lot of room for creativity. Seriously, oh my goodness, there's so much room here, right? How about this one? After you're done, we go no onions, no tomato. We can add another state of confirm, right? That's it, that's the one we want. What do we want to do then? We want to tighten this burger up is what we want to do. We want to move the cheese down. We want to move the lettuce down. We want to move that thing down just like that. And we want to take the whole burger and just pizzazz it and move it into position. Are we tracking with what just happened there? Oh my goodness. So I think all we'd have to do then is make sure that our button was part of that thing. But let's do this. Let's just, when we are, just for fun, once we're on no onions and we've customized our burger the way we like it, how about we prototype that and we move that one to, oh, there should have been a confirm state. Where are we at? I lost it. We'd need tap 3, wouldn't we? Okay, let's go back really quickly. Add a new tap in there. Boom. Let's do tap 3. It should be added now to the rest of my states. To my confirm state, it should be there. Let's open it up. Tap 3. We just want to make sure tap 3 is, I don't know, let's put it down here. Invisible over the burger like this, okay? Now when we come back and prototype it, we are going to make sure we prototype it to, oh, for some reason I lost it. I don't know why, but that's okay. You get what I'm saying. I just had like complete like meltdown where I couldn't get it right, but that's okay. That's all right. Boom, boom, boom. And then it could explode out and do something fun. Or you could add little fun like animation stuffs in the back. That could be really, really fun. But that's it. That is, let's look at it one more time because it's super fun. We're gonna add some onion, take the tomato out, add that in, take that out, move that over here. Ooh, this is so cool. You could send this to your stakeholders and get some feedback and tell them this is what it's gonna look like, and they would totally get the gist of it. Why don't we really quickly take a look at some more cool work. This one's by Marina Zago, submitted yesterday inside of Discord. You can either just submit the work right there in Discord, or you can provide a link. Love the layout, love the presentation. This is what we were talking about on day one about either doing an individual Behance project or doing all of your Behance projects in one ongoing thing, which I think is what Marina plans on doing. The 7th through the 17th. Day one challenge. Here it is, beautiful work. The colors, exquisite. I love even the little quick branding. It's really, really nice. Kind of like an Instagram ad. This one's less of a masonry grid, but really nice. And a follow-up screen, which I always think you should do with your challenges. Really nice to see where we would transition from this to this. I would love to see a little auto-animate, Marina, on how you would tap on this and it would open up. Maybe we'd see the image kind of fly up and auto-animate. That could be fun. Let's look at a couple more in the current challenge. This one's by Fahad, and it is our ceramic art right there. That's a nice one. A little bit on the, a little sparse on the color, but maybe that's what you're going for, a little bit more minimal. This one was using very much a masonry grid like we were doing yesterday. This one's by Danny. I think I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. Like this one, I would just be careful with this kind of gray bottom navigation bar. They can get a little bit tricky sometimes. The navigation bar, you probably want to balance those icons. Give it a little bit of spacing, a little bit of padding from the left-hand side. 5's a lot of icons, but you can make it work. Just pad that thing nicely. Cornell says my sound effects is whoop from now on. Okay, I'll do that. Pinsky can be boop, Showalter can be whoop. I like that. Here we go. What else we got? Here's a nice one. This is the Daily Creative Challenge, the Crafty app. Let's open that one up, and while it's loading, we'll look at some more. I want to see some animation. Oh, this is an interesting interpretation of the challenge. So why don't we look at these really quick? This one is from Jen Tuan, and this is her version of the Crafty app. I like the colors, I like the gradient on the top. I would watch, you always got to be careful when you do kind of light overlays on top of imagery. It's really about contrast and readability, so you might want to mess with that a little bit. You might want to do dark fade up, like really dark, and then do light text. That could be a thing. Or you might want to do like some of our other challenges did and just put the text down below, because you can never go wrong with that. But that was a really nice submission there. I love the difference between the masonry grid, the kind of profile masonry grid, and the explore kind of tab. This one's by Jean Lee, and kind of almost like a iOS homepage, kind of trending like horizontal scrolls. You could use scroll groups on these and it would be amazing. Hey, everybody, fantastic submissions. Make sure you join the Discord, submit your work from today. I want to see your burger builder. I want to give you feedback. Really excited to do that. Stay tuned. Again, we have Kyle T. Webster coming up to do a draw along, and after that, a design off with Voodoo Val and Sam Peterson. But that is pretty much it, y'all. Thanks so much for joining us on the XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow to look at your burger builders and take the next leap into learning XD. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody.